What if we told you the American dream is, well, gone? 1 in 5 Americans would seriously consider leaving the US permanently if the opportunity was right. And these numbers aren't really emotional reactions. They are bold signals of how people are thinking about building their future in the right place. Taxes feel heavier, housing is harder, and the vision is limited. So people naturally start asking a question. Where does my future actually work better? At Millionaire Migrant, we have already processed numerous blueprints for American citizens. So when Americans start asking where opportunity is moving, we are not guessing. We are pointing to real, observable behavior. So let's talk about where they are going and why. If we look at the latest Harris Relocation Survey and the patterns we're seeing on the ground, there is a very clear direction that's starting to form. Portugal sits right at the top of the American expat interest. Then you have Spain. And right after that, well, honestly, it isn't surprising, Italy, Greece, and Malta. And when you step back, it's a very logical list. People are weighing mobility. They're thinking about how to elevate their lifestyle, how to include their family in that move, and how to build something far more aligned with where they want their future to go. And that's where the conversation starts to get interesting. Let's start with Portugal. What's the winning lottery here? You have timing and structure. Even the quite loud conversations around citizenship timelines have, interestingly enough, brought more attention and more interest to the program. So where do things actually stand today? Under the current law, Portuguese citizenship is still available after 5 years of legal residence. There was a proposal to extend that timeline to 10 years for most non-EU nationals and 7 years for nationals of CPLP countries and EU citizens. But then, Portugal's constitutional court stepped in and blocked key provisions of that amendment. We are expecting more updates on this bill by March or April of 2026, as they're currently busy with elections throughout this month. And this is exactly what creates a very interesting window for people planning right now. The Golden Visa framework is still strong. The 500,000 euros investment route is still available. Residency still counts towards citizenship if the current timelines hold. And from our side, this isn't theoretical. We've personally processed Portuguese Golden Visa cases, and what I can tell you is that the demand remains steady because people understand exactly what timing plus structure can bring here. Now, let's talk about Spain. As the recent relocation survey shows, Spain is the second most popular destination for American expats. For many people, especially remote workers, Spain is irresistible. And here's why. The digital nomad visa has become a genuine star. It offers a legal way to live here while working globally, and the requirements, including the income thresholds, are very attractive to people. Spain, on another side, also offers the non-lucrative visa. And this is for people who don't need to work locally and can support themselves through savings or external income. It's one of the most reliable ways to establish residency in Spain. And once you're here, you've got perfect weather, beachfront cities with amazing vibes, warm, welcoming people who make you feel like you truly belong here. And that cultural ease, that sense of, oh, I can actually build a life here, is a very powerful draw. The next in popularity after Spain is Italy. But the angle here is a bit different. Millions of Americans, without even knowing it, qualify for Italian citizenship by descent. So if you can document Italian roots, you can claim citizenship through a recognized legal pathway. Italy did tighten some rules recently, making documentation and timing much more important than before. But the pathway itself remains fully open for those who qualify. And that alone makes Italy incredibly attractive. Now, Greece. Greece has always been around in this space. Some programs spike in popularity and disappear. But Greece has stayed steady. We see it in our inquiries, approvals, and also a lot in the headlines. Americans keep coming back because the fundamentals are simple. EU residency, lifestyle people genuinely enjoy, and a framework that simply works. For a while, the main friction was processing delays. Backlogs build up, and that's just a reality. But authorities are actively restructuring workflows and clearing older cases. At the same time, Greece is expanding how investors can participate. Now, alongside property routes, there's also a 250,000 euros startup pathway for investors who are interested in innovation. When a program evolves instead of stagnates, that's usually a good sign. And that's exactly why Greece keeps showing up in serious relocation conversations. And the last country we should catch up on is Malta. Not because it's the least wanted, quite the opposite. Malta sits in that category of places where people pause and go, oh, okay, this actually makes sense. After the Citizenship by Investment chapter closed, a lot of people assumed interest would cool. It didn't. If anything, residency demand picked up because Americans value stability and clarity of the framework. And Malta knows exactly what it's offering. You've got EU access, an English-speaking environment, which is incredibly important for expats and their integration, plus predictable rules and a system that feels genuinely organized. Nobody's shouting, come invest over here, but applicants keep choosing it because the structure works and the expectations are clear. When a program survives political cycles and keep refining itself instead of reinventing every year, that's usually a sign of durability. And Malta has built a reputation around exactly that. Maltese MPRP program is actually underrated. It's a direct permanent residency for life for the whole family and even next generations. So what does all of this actually mean for you? It means we're watching how Americans think about opportunity in real time. People are no longer assuming that their home country will automatically deliver the lifestyle, security, or upward mobility they want. They're stepping back and asking a more practical question. Where does the system actually work in my favor? And that's exactly where EU starts showing up. Portugal, Spain, Italy, Greece, Malta, different angles and entry points, but all built around the same idea, attracting globally mobile Americans who want more control over how they live, invest, and plan ahead. And when you look at it through that lens, you can see having options is what keeps you ready to make the right move at the right moment. And that's where real leverage sits when you're planning your future. Book your Millionaire Migrant Blueprint strategy call today. We will evaluate your options, map the right countries, and show you exactly how to structure your next winning move.